Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, the beginning of quarterfinals in this fantastic Friday. I am Fabio Soto along with Brian Pineda, 2023 KWM Gutterman Socal Open. Brian, how exciting is this quarterfinals action? Jaime Martell, Jake Bredenbeck. This takes us back to the WRT days.
Oh, my God. You said the word. We're back in the word. No, this is great, man. And Fabio, thank you again in the IRT and everyone who allowed me to be out here this weekend. I am ready for this. I'll be honest with you, man. This is a big moment for Jaime. We'll jump right into it. And Jake is super familiar with this place. In fact, I know he's ready to go for the finals, but you've got someone with determination taking on someone who is just had not a breakthrough moment, but a well-deserved moment for all the hard work he's put in. Jaime Martell with his win over Alex Landa. So I'm very geared up to see what's going to happen here as Jake goes for a fault there. We got a side out. And now the young man out of Mexico is in the service box for game number 1. 0-0. He's going to crouch down for some heat. It's good stuff. And that's what we're going to expect to see, Fabio, is we're going to see some consistency out of Jaime, as well as a good touch game. He's not going to overpower Jake by any means. I mean, you can look at that and not even know racquetball and just see the differential in weight. And overall size that Jake has over Jaime, and that's, once again, a well-placed shot from Jaime. One of the advantages he has coming into this is just a good court sense. He's put in all the hard work. He is actually a product of hard work. When you look at the top guys, you can see something extremely special talent-wise. And the special thing about Jaime is what lies between the ears. Very smart guy. He's put in the work to be in the quarterfinals here. For Jake, it's a good shot there. And for Jake, obviously, it's you can tell just by looking at him, a lot of power. Jake also no stranger to success, a Tier 1 champion, formidable in doubles, has played for the U.S. team, the junior team, the adult team. He's played on the WRT, the IRT, the Pan Am Games, the championships. He's becoming a well-rounded competitor in the sport of racquetball. Also an extremely talented outdoor player. Short serve. Head referee is going to be Eric Trujillo.
And you're right. I mean, I think Jake Bredenbeck is one of the hardest workers, too, here in racquetball. And we see his fitness training regimen that he applies. You know, him and his brother are just complete hard workers, and it's just phenomenal what they do.
Yeah, I've got to say, I mean, I remember playing him for the first time, or not playing, but just practicing with him in Portland back in the days when Charlie Pratt and I were training together up there. And where his physique physically is at today compared to then is night and day, and he was in pretty good shape back then, so he's really put in the work. Now, one of the things that could happen here, Fabio, is I could see Jake outthink himself in this match. This is for sure, just on paper, you would say this is a good two competitive, but two straight match that Jake should win. But one thing that he could do in this match, and I've seen him do before, is he's let lesser players linger around in a game because he overthinks it.
Yeah, but you know what? Jaime Martell is a very experienced player. Not only is he a very experienced player, but he's also, for I think 10 years over, an International Racquetball Federation referee.
Yep.
So he's a lot of knowledge, a lot of IQ, and you know he's been, playing against Jake Bredenbeck for years, and he definitely has the insight. But Jake Bredenbeck just really has more now of professional experience at that level. He's a full-time player in the Pro Tour. Jaime Martell, we see him probably half of the pro stops. So we'll see how this goes. But right now, Jake finally on the board. 1 serving 4.
And to your point, Fabio, yes, there's a ton of knowledge. He's had a front row seat at the best that the game has to offer. He's not only been on the court, but he's able to observe. And I will say, as someone who's refereed as well, a lot of growth can come from your game being that close, and you're almost in the match when you're refereeing. For me, though, Jake checks a lot more boxes.
I have to agree with you on that. The Minnesota Viking definitely on a roll here. appearing now regularly on the semifinals in the Pro Tour. No stranger to final either.
That's such good hustle from Jaime. Pure heat. Any racquetball player from any era will admire the pace that the Vikings sent forward in time puts on the ball. Good change of, I was going to say good change of serve. Mm-hmm. We're going to have an appeal here and disagreed. Do we get a double?
Agree? Disagree.
Okay, so the call is going to stand.
Call stands. So just like that, Jake Bredenbeck goes on a 4-point run to tie this one up. Game number 1.
That's really good from Jaime because Jake actually hits his serve perfect there. That's an in-the-body shot. Handcuffs most people, but Jaime, like you said, what he's going to have is he's going to have poise. That's one of the boxes that he checks, and he's able to adjust on that serve. That's really good stuff from Jaime. That's a healthy shot from the lumberjack.
Have you seen Jake's racquetball bag as of late? He's got about 6 rackets in there and an axe that he chops wood with to warm up before a match.
It's so perfect. It just matches everything.
It really does. Screen serve called, second opportunity.
It's nice to see here. I mean, you're talking, you're in California. Most people are just getting off work here, and all the VIP seating is taken. We want to say thank you to everyone who's tuning in online.
Of course, everybody like our post, share our feed, keep following us on social media for a fantastic Friday quarterfinals. Remember, this is the first of 4 matches that we have for you in the Pro IRT. Next match coming up after this one, Adam Manilla versus Daniel De La Rosa.
I like that matchup a lot, and when they get on court, Fabio, we'll talk about them for sure. Adam's having a tremendous year, and DLR has just been the crown prince for quite some time. Really assumed the role once Kane was no longer playing. And I like that Jaime's keeping this competitive, you know what I mean? 5-5. Started out really well, obviously Jake being the champion he is, able to tie it up, but I like that Jaime's keeping it close. Even that, balls that are down, and he's still going for it. There's a lot of hunger in his game. That's good stuff. That's just a meat eater off the forehand of Jake Bredenbeck wielding that gearbox racket.
Jake Bredenbeck is not looking in the rearview mirror any longer. Right now he's up top by 1.
No.
Martell utilizing those free walls, you know. Is that skill, is that talent, or is that luck, Brian?
That is such a worked shot. So I can literally only think of one player who just has done that since day one. That's Alvaro Beltran.
Oh, yes.
It comes natural. For Jaime, for...
That's an ace serve by
yes,
Martell. Wow. Tremendous serve to tie it to 6.
But yeah, no, Jaime, once again, Jaime's a product of hard work. Nothing except for what's between the ears comes natural for him. But however, this is a very much, not just an athletic sport, this is a mentally grueling sport. So to be tough between the ears gives him a huge advantage over most of the field.
What a great shot there, backhanded by Martell to regain the lead. 7-6 now. Bredenbeck has his work cut out for him.
He does so far. I like that Jaime's playing competitive like this. the longer this match goes, the more benefit to Jaime.
You know what? And that's interesting because Jaime Martell did not play at Mexican Nationals back in February in Ciudad Juarez. We thought he would see him there, but he didn't play.
That's good stuff.
Wow, what a risky and gutsy shot there by Martell to kill it.
I wish what we had in the library right now, I'd love to pull it up, and I've got to look through my photos. I miss vintage Jaime Martell with the rocker mullet. You know what I mean?
So
bring it back. Come on. Dig deep in those archives.
So he went through his goth and emo phase years back.
Oh, I love it.
And his signature, haircut was very distinctive.
Oh,
back in his junior
God.
years. Remember his junior years? Oh, yes. We used to call him Max Steel in Mexico.
Yeah.
That's what we used to call him back in his junior years.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Jake Bredenbeck making quick work right there.
That's some good sauce off the forehand there. Yeah, the homage that Jaime did with the hair back in the days, any 80s rocker band would have been honored. Oh, my God, yeah.
Jealous.
Good change-up.
That's another great shot by Martell. He's taking no prisoners right now. And that's what he needs to do. He needs to take those risks. He's fighting off a very tough Jake Bredenbeck.
Jake's walking a little tender here. So earlier he played a competitive 3-gamer against Kadim and Conrado with his brother Sam. Controversial finish at the end. I was there for it. Oh, yeah.
Was it controversial?
It's tough. But that's okay. The chips fall where they fall, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There you have it. Martell.
And something, if you're, when you're watching at home, and I love that the IRT keeps these in the archives on their Facebook page. Make sure you like the page, folks. Follow us as wherever we go. This is our last stop of the season.
I believe there is a call against Martell.
Interesting. Do we know what?
I thought that Jake appealed, and they both line judges agreed. Well, we'll see.
And the ball does not lie.
It doesn't lie. We say that all the time.
Jake is tough. Jaime gave him a few extra chances there because Jake really going cross court into the left corner, leaving the ball up was Jaime's opportunity. And that's why he gets frustrated. He didn't do enough there. You're not going to get too many of those from Jake. Love it.
I thought that was going to get a screen serve call right there, but no. Play through. Down the line winner.
What I was going to say earlier, too, I love that you guys archived this so we can watch it later. Really watch as we go back in this match, regardless of who wins, how controlled and how much Jaime just plays within himself. He's not over swinging. You're going to see that from a lot of guys who try to match Jake's power. It's a big mistake. Unless you are a DLR or a Landa or a Waslinchuk. Eduardo Goray, who also plays with a good amount of power. Like, it's better just to play within your own swing. Conrado, I don't know how I left him out.
Well, the thing is that, we talked about, last match you and I did, Brian, we talked about, for example, how I said Montoya puts his whole body into the serve, just like Sudsy back in the day. But, you mentioned Eduardo Garay. That's another player that puts his whole body in there. But it only leads you to wonder how much can that shoulder take over the years. How consistently can you hit that ball at that speed, at that strength?
Right.
The timeout taken by Jaime Martell. They take a timeout. We'll take a 1-minute break, and we'll be back on IRT Live. Welcome back, everybody. After a timeout from Jaime Martell, we see Jake Bredenbeck back in the court. You know, it's a tight game so far, Brian. Are you surprised that timeout was taken with just a 1-point differential?
I think it's super smart. Once again, this is going, and it's Jaime called the timeout, and it's not a surprise to me because, like I said, if I were to choose who is a better tracker in the game, it would be Jaime over Jake. While I think Jake checks more boxes, power, speed, success on the tour, when it comes to that specific trait, I think Jaime
has the
more
edge.
cognizant in the moment.
It's a good serve there by Martell.
Trouble. Trouble. And just a safety hitter there called by head referee Sergio.
And I got to tell you, that was a lucky break from Martell. He gave 2 opportunities there to Jake to score, and I got to tell you, that wasn't going to look good for Martell.
No, but I like the pressure of Jaime's retrieving right now. Jake's not putting a lot of balls down because Jaime's making him play extra balls. It will get to a shooter.
Good timeout for Martell, 9-9.
The only guy I've never really seen phased by someone who just keeps getting balls, Kane Waslinchuk.
Yes.
That's great effort, though. I love it. Smart play by Jake. Smart. And you know what I love about that, too? Look at that. It was showing the replay there. When he comes around, he's shielding the ball, so Jaime can't really track it. He's going to have to be reactionary. And Jake shielded that ball with his body. So to go back down the line like that, it's very good IQ right there.
9-9. You got to figure, I mean, Jake still has his timeout, and it's 9-9. We're in for a treat.
This is quarterfinal ball. Trouble. This should come off heavy. Oh, my goodness.
Martell, right selection, right place, right time. He knew where Jake was. Now he has control of the ball.
Jaime knew exactly what page Jake was on in that book.
He did.
That's going for a bit much there.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that. An unnecessary risk right there. Martell is in a good pace. I don't think he needs to risk.
I like the shot as far as the idea of shooting that ball. I just don't think it has to be bottom board, but I'm not going to tell Jaime to change anything because it's 9-9 right now. You know what I mean? He's got a good game plan going. Got to risk it for the biscuit. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? If you're going against the Minnesota Viking and you have 9 points on him on game number 1, you're doing something right.
Right. Good strike of the ball.
Great down the line winner there by Jake, taking no unnecessary risk. Putting the ball down.
Once again, good hustle. It's good hustle from the young men out of Mexico. We get a little court cleanup here. Fabio, you want to let us know who's sponsoring this event?
Well, as one of the biggest contributors, if not the biggest contributor in racquetball this past couple of years, KWM Gutterman, I want to thank Mr. Keith Miner for being the largest supporter in racquetball right now here at the 2023 KWM Gutterman Socal Open Racquetball Championship, of course. IRT partners, Gearbox Racquetball, MyPillow. One of the foundations that the IRT supports, the Live Like John Foundation.
Love.
Shout out to Mr. Wendell Pelham.
Love Wendell. Wendell, can't wait to get back to that Oregon Tournament of Champions.
I love that venue. I think no disrespect to the other clubs, but I think should be my favorite club in the country here in the U.S. It's a fantastic racquetball club.
And I love that you specified in the U.S. because Multnomah Athletic Club is by far and away top 3. Denver Athletic Club's in there as well.
No doubt.
But I love that you said U.S. because what we've been seeing out of South America and the courts being developed and the venues, it's incredible. Like Bolivia, what they've done as far as making these just city block facilities is what it looks like online.
Well, you might see the IRT at the end of August or beginning of September in Cochabamba, Bolivia. And it just goes to show you how important it is, Brian. Those are venues that fit hundreds of people, and it gets sold out.
That's good stuff. And as you can hear, the early crowd that's come in, this is the twilight crowd here that's come in. And they're digging what they're watching.
Oh,
Fabio.
yeah. They love it.
Tough little wall sticker there. Just a beautiful stroke. You know, the way he preps his backhand in the upswing, so not as he's hitting, but that upswing reminds me so much of Jason Menino. Jason had such great prep on the ball, as most pros do, but it was really noticeable. Jason was very methodical about his prep to the approach to the ball, and Jaime is very much like that as well. It's a screen serve. Good call. It's 9-13. It's a great opportunity for Jaime to score one here. That's an obviously stated comment. Any point's a good point to score, but he does. And it's just that it's getting away from a guy who's really kept this competitive, having a 4-point differential, now a 3-point. Good on him.
It's a great winner there by Jake.
And nothing special. Nothing special about that other than just hitting the front wall. But it's well placed. Good mix up from power to control there from Jake.
I can't believe Martell got that off the back wall. That was about 2 or 3 inches off the ground.
It's
amazing.
He handles his power so well. Jake hit a relatively good serve there. And Jaime just throws one up. Great recoil. That's not a comfortable spot to be swinging there for anyone. Good poise from the Minnesota Miracle Man. So good.
Jaime, that's the never give up attitude. I mean, even though you may not have a perfect offensive shot, hell, not even a defensive shot that's deep, just trying to do that, getting off that 3 wall, makes the difference.
I really saw that actually as Jaime's trick shot there. I think he was in a defensive manner being creative and actually going for a shot there. The right gamble for Jaime. He's back in the box. 10-13 on a second serve.
That's Martell just, making the right play. And again, a lot of IQ right there.
Yeah, and you see on that too, what I love is he gets big in the backswing, keeps Jake on his right side, so he's allowed to keep that pinch up a little bit higher, makes Jake go wide. Good use of the body for the little man. And I like what he's done there. If he can string together here a hold, that's a nice little 2-point run. Get a hold here, he's back in the box, 2-point game.
Jake with a chance here.
That's healthy.
Takes full advantage of that, and he has his first game point.
Yeah, that was a dream killer for Martell, who's kept this relatively competitive. Jake puts himself in the driving seat to close out game 1. Great dig from the big man. And that's okay. I love that Jake went after those. You know what I mean? Those were some good shots from Jaime. The big man showing versatility to his game as far as being a retriever. And I think that's been one of the improvements I've seen over the years. He's always relied on his beast mode, we'll call it.
Yeah.
But to see him get fit to also become a relatively good retriever for big guys is awesome to watch. Tough. That's a great body serve there from Jake. Mixed it up again. Didn't work out that well for Jaime as it did the first time. But Jake's going to take the first game 15-11.
So great match here right now so far, 15-11. Jake Bredenbeck and Brian Pineda. Fabio Soto will be back on IRT Live.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The My Pillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. When I invented My Pillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. My Pillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature regulating thread. My Pillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of My Pillow.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit MyPillow.com.
John Story joined the U.S. military, was killed in an inside attack on the 12th of February 2014. The biggest thing we want to do to help our local Gold Star families and our veterans, that we bring awareness to their opportunities to be served, to be taken care of, to bring to light ever-increasing need for our veterans specifically, to have housing, to have good benefits, to be taken care of. Go to livelikejohn.us. Go to the Donate Now button and help us fulfill our mission.
Welcome back, everybody. Game number 2 about to start between Jaime Martell and Jake Bredenbeck. So, Brian, I got to ask you right now. I mean, Martell showed us a great display of athleticism. What tweak, what little modification does he need to do right now? Take this one to the distance.
I think it's not so much what he has to do as much as he's got to be patient, a little more patient for his opportunities. He's done everything within his game. I truly believe that. Jake played a couple more points tough. You got to weather the storm. You know what I mean? You got to find a way to tap into Jake's weak links, and what we know Jake's weak links to be, even though he's struck pretty well, is we know that if you're going to play Jake, we're going to the backhand.
Yeah.
Going to the backhand, and when he's in the front court, you want to go body shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When he's on the reach, the reach is still his wheelhouse because he's a power player, and he actually does a really good job. He's not a compact player like a Montoya. He actually likes to get that wingspan nice and wide. So on the reach is not the best way to go about it. It actually plays into the little bit of hands that he has in the game. He's not well known for his hands, but he has a little bit in there, and when you make him reach, that's where he's good. So body shots when he's in the front court, and just keep hustling. And that's what I'm talking about. You know, making him pay for those shots, because when Jake gets filthy, and believe me, he is filthy. He is all about filthy Fridays. But when he's leaving balls up like that, you have to make him pay. You got to start renting space in Jake's head, and he's one of those guys you can rent space in his head.
Oh, definitely.
He's gotten better over the years, but you can still get there. That being said, he is one of my absolute favorite players. I love both these. I mean, I love most of these guys on the tour. But as far as how they play, I've always admired the power players just because I'm not one of them.
Oh, Martell
That's
diving
a
hard on the
great
back.
bum fight right there.
Oh, that was, you know what? I love that Jaime Martell went to the back and dove to get one. Let's see a replay of this little rally. And you know what? This has been my favorite rally so far. There you go. That's Jaime killing himself in the back, and Jake just finishing it off.
That's good on Jake. Put the ball down in the moment, tracking the ball well, moving Jaime, giving him tour de court. Good change of serve.
Great serve there. Oh,
Tough.
interesting. Jake with an opportunity, and he does take advantage of that. You know, Jaime Martell didn't give him an easy ball to get to. And he, you know, somehow Jake dug it up.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, everybody, after this match, after a 15-minute break, Daniel de la Rosa versus Adam Manilla. Both U.S. team members. Of course, Manilla mixed with his sister, Erica Manilla, and de la Rosa in the men's doubles with Alex Landa. So 2 U.S. teammates will battle it out after this one. Martell gets on the board. Good serve.
I'm seeing a little fatigue here in Jaime's legs as he's using more upper body on the serve.
Yeah.
When we start doing that, that's when the variations of short serves and the mishits start coming into play, but Jake's worked him well.
Well, you know what? The physical conditioning of these two athletes is no question. Both hard workers. And Jaime Martell, you know, he's a CrossFitter.
Mhm.
He's always engaging in exercise and extreme exercise. So his cardio, for me at least, and strength is not in question at all. Now I got to ask you, the longer this match goes, who does it favor?
Like I said from the start, it's going to favor Jaime, but like I said, for me personally, what I'm seeing, because of the deterioration of his drive serve, I'm seeing him go more upper body, meaning that his legs are getting they're getting worked. I mean, obviously playing Landa and having a nice one there, and now playing Jake, and Jake's moving him around. You know, this.
I mean, playing.
I think Jake has just some more experience.
Well, playing 2 top 8 pros in the same day is no easy feat. That's the fatigue you're talking about, Brian.
Just even that last serve, as you saw on the replay, just now. Granted, he's picking up the back wall, but if you notice, he's standing up and just kind of swiping. You got to stay low.
As low as you can go. So the IRT is here in California. KWM Government Socal Open Racquetball Championships. This is great, Brian. We love coming here to California, West Coast, and you know, always going to those other time zones when we're 3 hours ahead. And it's just and talking to Robbie Collins earlier. He says, Fabio, since he lives in Hawaii, this is the closest pro shop to me because I live in Hawaii. I'm like, oh, that's good. I love it.
Yeah, it's exciting. I love watching, you know, I've been when, okay, Brian, use your words. I have enjoyed racquetball in the U.S. I've watched it at the tail end of it when you had Sudsy and Jason and Ellie and Mike Green and Guidry. And, I mean, I can go on and on. But watching the transition, great stuff. But watching the transition as you've watched Mexico assume the leadership role, and then now transition again to South America.
Let's see this replay. Well, when you say the leadership role, I mean in terms of fans, I mean, yes, the fan base right now in South America, especially in Bolivia, is just really insane. It's their can we say that it's the national sport of Bolivia?
I believe it's racquetball and soccer, right?
And you know what? It just goes to show you because 2019, the American Irish, we were there. It was, I think, back in April of 19. And I've never seen so many people fill up a venue for racquetball like I did. There was hundreds of people lining up to see and enter. There were actually people that couldn't get in because the tickets were sold. And
That's awesome.
And it's fantastic. So IRT might be there at the end of August.
Beautiful. That's so exciting for racquetball, and it's just been awesome to watch its growth throughout the years.
Of course, the number 1 player on tour is Conrado Moscoso. So you can be sure that you go to Bolivia, you're going to have some fans watching.
Gotta love that.
Just watch a replay.
It's great creativity from the big man as he lines up again here.
Boom, behind the back.
And he's adding to his total here. Jake's running away with game number 2.
So Jaime Martell asks for a timeout while he's training. 1-8. We'll be back after a minute on IRT Live.
My name is Jake Bredenbeck, and I play with Gearbox. I personally love a solid frame. I've always loved how Gearbox has felt, and there's no better frame on the market. My mindset in racquetball and in life, because I think sports and life just coincide, they're great representations of each other, is you have to work hard, understand that there are going to be setbacks, but if it's something that you want, there's really no stopping you, and that's kind of how I live. I just go after what I want.
Watching the KWM Gutterman IRT Socal Open. This is the last and final stop of the IRT for this season. And we've got nothing short of excellence here for you on the court as we see one of our tour winners, Jake Bredenbeck out of Minnesota, taking on Jaime Martell, who marched through Alex Lander the round before. And it's been nothing short of entertaining, Fabio.
It really has, because you see a lot of strategy right now. Of course, Jake has a really comfortable 7-point lead. But, really, it's just Jaime Martell, how he pushes the envelope, gives us some spectacular play. But it just leads you to believe, did he lose most of his gas during that battle with Landa? Is his tank almost empty? You got to figure it out. You were talking about fatigue, and we can see it in his legs, Brian. So let's see if he can hold up. Because, of course, then, Jake Bredenbeck had another match to himself.
Yeah. It's a great re-kill from Jake.
It is. Fantastic play.
It's really well struck, well-placed shot. It's just not exactly where it needs to be, and that's the difference. You can get away with that in amateur play, but when you're playing the best of the best, it's got to be just a little bit better. And, I mean, it's millimeters in this game, the way these guys are playing. They're just as great as we've seen the decades and the eras before. This is just cold, hard facts. The guys today are stronger, they're faster, they're quicker, more agile. The technology is better.
That's an ace serve. Wide right. That was a perfect angle, Brian. I can't even tell you how perfect that shot was.
And I have loved the way that Jake's mixed up his serves. Once again, this is, from what I remember of Jake, it's good growth in his game.
That's another one. Make that 11, serving one.
Serving one, and this has become a runaway train.
Martell on the run. Got to give him an A for effort there, Jaime Martell.
Absolutely.
Not giving up.
And this is just one of the Vikings' great qualities of pillaging. He's just absolutely pillaging and being merciless against a young man out of Mexico.
And Jake just barely got out of the way right there. That ball was less than a foot from his body. He got away, though.
And stay tuned with us, folks. We have confirmed both De La Rosa and Mania are warming up. That'll be our next quarterfinal.
The serve from Jake. Wow. Tremendous power there. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching and tuning in. Like our post, share our feed, keep following us on social media. This is the first match of a fantastic Friday quarterfinals.
Love when the players play for the crowd. It is an experience here. If you haven't come down and seen a match, but you've been watching online, thank you. But come check this out. As much as we're grateful for how it looks on the screen, it's controlled and everything like that, to see it live in person does it real justice for just how fast this sport is. In my opinion, it's one of the top 3 fastest sports out there. Hockey being another one of them. These have been all the right shots from Jaime. I mean, and you see he's not going to outpower him, but he's placed the ball really well. About second to last shot, didn't like the footwork too much, but the overhead slice down the backside, I like that setup for a shot.
I did. That was just perfect.
That's lazy right there. He might get away with the screen. He does.
Oh, I don't see any objections there by Bredenbeck.
No.
So 2 serving 13. Jake making quick work right there to get back in the box. He's 2 points away from taking this match.
Yeah, I didn't like the shot selection there. Jake's on the right side. He's just Jaime's feet. He's not setting up. That should have been a down the line shot. So he's kind of settling for what his feet are giving him right now. Better prep. Good hustle. That's good stuff.
Again, another pickup by Martell. It's keeping it exciting. Oh.
Hate to see that. Let's go ahead and play that one back.
Let's see a replay of this fantastic rally. A lot of love from the crowd here.
Great choice there. Good on Jaime to get it. Here in the corner, he has his opportunity. And he actually has another one there, and it's too bad. Well-worked point. Didn't see it through to the end. Had his opportunity. Jake gets away with one there. But he's sitting comfortably here, Fabio, as he has his first match point, 14-2. It's been a runaway freight train here in game number 2.
So far, the differential between these two games is very noticeable. as match point for Bredenbeck. The serve. That was very interesting. Very close. Oh, Martell just went for it big, but right now Jake Bredenbeck takes this match 15-11, 15-12. Amazing, amazing display.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's gone how it should on paper. We love the first game. It was a great effort. Jaime sometimes in control, but Jake was able to see it through, and I think that was kind of a big blow for how much Jaime had worked. And as you can tell, the reflection of that being the game 2 at 15-2. So great tournament here as we end the season for Jaime Martell in the IRT. He'll go into training with a lot of confidence. It's a good experience playing Jake. Great win over Landa. And Jake will be moving on, and that's a good thing for him. He's got to tighten up some things. I still don't like his good serve to fault ratio. I think every serve for the big guys, he extends into the event. It's important for him and the fatigue on his body that he get his serve in, but he's done a great job here of surviving a player who is keeping it very close in the first game. So good mental toughness from Jake. I really liked his execution during the match when it came to hitting winners.
And, shot selection came out. I love it. I think, right now, Jaime still has to work on some things, but Jake advances tomorrow's semifinals. So coming up, Daniel De La Rosa and Adam Manilla in about 15 minutes. We'll be back on IRT Live.